Hey everybody, this is London Bridge Bricks. In this review and speed build, I'll be assembling set number 75294, the Bespin Duel. Now this limited edition set came out in late summer 2020 and comes with 295 pieces, 2 minifigures, retailed in the US for $40, giving a piece count of just under 14 cents. So that's the brief. Let's dive in and take a closer look. Wow. I mean, simply wow. Now, if you were to ask me a couple of weeks ago if I was going to have this set, let alone have this set to review, I would have said, most probably not. However, a good friend of the channel, a chap by the name of Snap2Grid Bricks, he actually posted this to me free to actually review for everybody out there. So anyway, thank you very much to Snap2Grid Bricks, and I hope this review is justice to the set. So anyway, starting at the top here, we've got the Bespin Duel title there with the intergalactic imperial logo there, I think looking rather swish. And of course, being rather cool, this is an 18 plus set. So you get the lovely looking set there with completely shrouded in darkness with a very minimal amount of light there, looking really nice. And I particularly like as well, you get this slight sheen along here as well, reflecting all that. Over here, we've got the Empire Strikes Back 40th anniversary logo. And then over here, we've got the Lego logo. And then over here, we've got the Star Wars logo. And then to round everything off, of course, we get ourselves the Disney logo just there in front of all that lovely black greebling. Now this set, of course, being an 18 plus, I'm not really sure why it is an 18 plus. I don't think it's going to be a particularly tough set to build. It is of course only 295 pieces, but what I will probably say is that it probably hasn't got many playable features about it, but what it is, of course, is a lovely displayable set. So anyway, round the back, and what have we got here? So we've got ourselves, from the absolutely famous part of the movie. I mean, I say the famous part of the Empire Strikes Back movie, arguably, of course, it was one of the most biggest scenes in all motion picture history. But anyway, this is Darth Vader beckoning Luke Skywalker to join him to destroy Palpatine, of course, and to join him on the dark side. So over on this side here, we've got kind of a small schematics image there of the actual set itself being 23 centimeters long and 20 centimeters tall. And then we've got ourselves this minimalistic lighting effect there, showing off our set and our hero Luke dueling there against Darth Vader. So anyway, around the front side, we've got Darth Vader there, and he is flexing his new arm prints there, looking rather cool if you ask me. So that's the outside of the box. Let's take a look and see what's on the inside. So inside the box then, we get ourselves 3 bags, a very, very curled up instruction manual, and this here, the 40th anniversary sticker, which I think looks pretty good, doesn't it? Anyway, we'll put that to one side. Bag 1, we get ourselves absolutely bundles and bundles of tiles in there. That's obviously going to be for the display stand. Bag 2, we get ourselves a box there. That's probably got Darth Vader's cape in it, and we've got some nice round plates as well, and some semicircle ones too. In bag 3, we'll get ourselves, there we go, Luke Skywalker's in there, and that's probably all the posts and all the Technic pieces that he holds on to there just before he decides to throw himself down the shaft. And then over here, of course, we've got the instruction manual, which I've got to say, it does look rather cool, doesn't it, with all this black. But continuation there of the artwork there from the box. Let's take a look inside here. Oh, that's pretty cool. So we've got this bio hit then that tells us a little bit about the importance, the pertinence, of course, of that particular scene. It says, "No, I am your father." So that tells you a little bit about that. And of course, we've got it here in English, and of course, we've got it here in French as well. So moving on, there we go. Bag 1, 2, and 3 kind of tells you what sections of the set that they assemble. And let's flick straight to the back, shall we? See if there's any adverts in there. No adverts at all, no sets, no other sets at all. Maybe that's down to the fact that it's a limited edition or something like that. And then over here, we've got just a piece count of all the parts that come with it, including that page as well. So this is where we want to get to after, of course, a Rivière Construction de Viter. That was a really nice build to put together, and this is definitely a vignette to be saving. But first of all, let's take a look at the minifigures. So here he is then, the Dark Lord of the Sith, Darth Vader himself. Oh, I gotta say, it looks really, really good. Anyway, there's a couple of reasons why I think out of the two minifigures that come with this set, he is probably the better out of the two, but I'll explain that in just a tick. Now his weapon of choice is of course the red bladed lightsaber, and I gotta say, he looks really good against the blackness of all his dark armor. It really does look quintessentially Sith-like. It really is cool. Anyway, we'll pop that off him just for a mo. And then what I'm going to do is lift up his cape, because that is kind of what reveals the new features of this particular minifigure. And that is the arm printing, of course. Look at that there, from the cuff of the shoulders, those lines, those silvery lines running down towards his hands. It looks absolutely awesome. And of course, you've got that on the other side as well. And it's lovely and even, because from the cuffs, you kind of got that neck armor that runs just underneath his helmet there. And of course, that sets off the rest of the torso absolutely fantastically, with all those kind of green and red lights there on his breathing apparatus and on his belt as well. Doesn't it look absolutely great? Now, around the back, you can see we've got a little bit more printing as well. Nowhere near as much as what goes on the front, but then it's not needed, and it is what it is. Along the back of the hip, there's no printing going on there, and certainly no printing on the back of the legs. So let's pull that down for a moment. And then round to the front of the legs, we kind of got the continuation of his kind of hip area and those robes leading down towards his legs. It looks absolutely brilliant. The printing on this figure is awesome. Anyway, let's take a look at this helmet. We'll pop that off. So it's kind of like a two-piece section, this helmet. You've got the main part there that I've just taken off, and then of course you've got these tiny little side pieces just there. Looks great, doesn't it? Of course, his face is very much of what you saw of Darth Vader when he took his helmet off there in Return of the Jedi. It's a very pale looking face with which kind of gives emphasis on the darkness of his eyes, and of course the scars around the back of his head. Anyway, I'll pop that back on again there so you can see there how he should look. And there he is then. And I've got to say, all round, this really is the Darth Vader that we've all been waiting for. So here we have Luke then, the young, vibrant Luke Skywalker. Now, in the movies, this particular version of Luke was always my favourite. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe it was just I liked his outfit and the fact that he'd been training to improve his Jedi powers there with Yoda himself. Now, his weapon of choice is, of course, the lighter blue lightsaber, and you won't find any bubbles in that blue saber either. Round to the front of him then, and you've got this nice hairpiece there. It's kind of like well, it's darker than his New Hope. It's kind of, I suppose, maybe where he's maturing a little bit more. His hair kind of went to a slightly darker tanned blonde. You've got this nice kind of interesting looking facial expression on the front there. But if I turn him round here, we get a more dreaded kind of looking face there. This is kind of him after he'd been dueling with Vader, and it didn't really go particularly too well for him, and he was kind of given a very big piece of information, a big revelation that he, and of course half the planet that watched the movie wasn't expecting. But anyway, we'll pop that hair piece back on again, and we'll pop round to the front of the torso. Here we've got some great printing going on there. We've got two large pockets there, nicely outlined with the print. We've got some nice lighter grey going on there as well to kind of give it a little bit of depth. We've got this nice brown utility belt as well with a silvery buckle, and that all continues around the back as well. We've got another two pockets there on the belt and some nice creases there in the printing as well. Nothing going on the hips, nothing going on the back of the legs. No side arm printing on this particular figure, which is a bit of a shame. No printing either on the side of the legs, but we do get a couple of large pockets there on the front of the legs as well. Now, just like Darth Vader, now Darth Vader comes in a set, that particular version of him comes in a set that's £90, and that's the set Death Star Final Duel. And this particular version of Luke Skywalker, he too is only available in one other set, which is Betrayal on Cloud City, which is a £300 set. So again, just having these two particular minifigures kind of adds a little bit of value to this set as well. So here we have the main assembly then, the actual platform where Luke and Vader duelled. Around here, you've got these steps leading up to this kind of semi-circled area here, and that looks really nice. And you've got this really good use here of these flexible hoses. It's a really nice technique that, being flexible, they're kind of held in place using these clips here, and they hold their shape really, really well. If I turn it upside down just like that, you'll kind of see how well that technique works. It's really good, isn't it? Anyway, underneath it, you've got these slopes as well, and they're kind of held in place quite nicely, and that kind of gives this section of the platform a really nice rounded off area. I think it looks really good. So on this part here, this is kind of like a plank. It's like a planked area. They're held in using some hinges just down there. And then over on here, this section here, you've got these kind of like tubed areas that are kind of all fixed together using techniques and stuff like that. And you've got these kind of tube builds there, and this kind of all these aerials over here. You've got this exhaust system here, and you've got this giant valve here, which, I don't know, at the bottom of it, there's kind of like a pitchfork. And because I know it's a pitchfork, I can't stop seeing it as a pitchfork. But it does actually work particularly well for detail. So anyway, the platform itself is connected to the base using these 2x2 trans-clear bricks. And I think that works pretty well. It kind of keeps its shape quite nicely, doesn't it? It's all very, very symmetrical. I think it looks really good. And then round on the stand itself, you've got a whole number of black tiles there. I think that works quite nicely. You get a kind of a nice reflection coming off that. And then you've got the sticker as well. Now, it is a shame that we don't get a printed plaque with this. I think that would have been quite nice, but it is a nice big sticker, and it is nice and easy to apply, truth be known. And underneath here, we've got ourselves a whole bunch of different plates that kind of connect the two main plates together, and you've got these rounded off 2x2 styles, which makes it nice and easy to display it. Now, as a play set, there's not really a lot going on, but I have to say though, as a display set, yeah, this looks really good. So overall then, what are my thoughts and feelings on the Bespin Duel set? Now for me personally, I've waited a long time for this set to be made. The scene itself is absolutely iconic, and between you and me, it tugs on every single Star Wars nostalgic string that there is. Both minifigures come from much more expensive sets, and that makes this particular set that little bit more desirable to collect. The assembly is solid and it was nice and easy with one or two good techniques thrown in there as well, and it certainly doesn't lack any detail. Now for $40, this is a great little set, and for the exclusivity, it's well priced, and that in itself is a bit of an issue with this set. You see, so many people are going to miss out on not having the experience of building this set because they simply can't buy it in their region of the world. And frankly, you're not going to get it anywhere for $40, especially on somewhere like eBay. Now, for me personally, this was a real privilege to actually do this review of the Bespin Duel. Sure, it was meant to be for Star Wars celebrations, and that in itself is exclusive, but LEGO could have rethought their distribution strategy well in advance of what they did. So next time, LEGO, please do pull your socks up. However, I'm a big fan of the LEGO Star Wars vignettes, I really am, and I hope that LEGO comes out with many more styles of this particular set for, of course, many, many more people. Thank you as always for tuning in. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you want to keep up to date with LEGO news and the goings on with London Bridge Bricks, please do follow the channel on Twitter and Instagram, details of which you'll find down in the description below. And of course, if you're new around here, why not hop on and subscribe and become a big part of the LBB family. Another big thank you to Snap to Good Bricks. Without him, this review would never have been possible. I'll leave you now with some videos that I think you might like. So here he is then, Darth Vader with a legendary Sith pitchfork. Doesn't it look all...
It's not true! That's impossible!
One or two good techniques. Oh.
No!